Have you ever noticed something fascinating when watching a massive sports game like the World Cup? People aren't just shouting, the entire stadium moves to one massive rhythm. Recently, the Nordic Viking Club became a huge global sensation for this exact reason. But here is the question: why do people all over the world, regardless of their languages, end up becoming one through percussion and sounds whenever they gather in a stadium? Today on Gugak Breeze, we are going to dive into the fun history behind this rhythmic connection and uncover the secret hidden in Korean culture. Actually, gathering together to match a collective rhythm is an ancient human tradition. And honestly, Koreans have been the masters of this for a very long time. If you look at historical records from over 2000 years ago, ancient Koreans have a massive festival after the autumn harvest. Entire villages would gather and spend days and nights eating, drinking, dancing, and singing. This wasn't just a simple party in a harsh environment. It was a way for a tribe to feel that we are one. It was essentially the very first form of cheering, gathering energy by making the exact same sounds to the same rhythm. Then why do we use drum and percussion for cheering instead of instruments like the piano or violin? Historically, percussion served two power purposes: giving signals and matching heartbeats. Imagine an ancient Korean battlefield with tens of thousands of soldiers fighting. The generous boys would be completely buried. Instead, they used drums to signal a march and gongs to signal a retreat. Because percussion hits you with vibrations rather than just sounds, it literally pounds your chest, washing away fear and bringing out courage. It's just like the epic background music in a modern action movie. During peacetime, these instruments became the start of the festival. Korean traditional percussion instruments like the janggu or kengari aren't music you sit down and analyze with your brain. The moment they are played, your body skips the brain and just starts moving to the beats. It was like a magic switch that made exhausted farmers forget their fatigue and start dancing. This ancient DNA is still fully alive in modern Korean sports stadium today. Korean cheer is uniquely rhythm heavy. I'm sure many of you have heard the most famous Korean chant, han-min-guk. The funny thing is, this exact clap patterns is almost identical to the traditional drum rhythms Koreans have been playing at festivals for centuries. When a giant drum pounds this rhythm in a stadium, Koreans subconsciously get their hearts racing. They aren't just shouting words, they are throwing their bodies into a giant wave of drum. In the end, cheering isn't just about musical art, it functions as a synchronization device that binds people together. When tens of thousands of strangers make the exact same sounds at the exact same fractions of a second, the boundary of the individual disappears. The whole stadium begins to move like one giant, living organism. In Korean, we have a specific word for this state, Shin-myeong. It describes a joyful state where your inner energy explodes, making you feel completely connected with everyone around you. To wrap up things up, let's go back to our first question. Why do we cheer with sounds and rhythm? Because sounds is the fastest way to put people on the same wavelength. Words can fail if you speak a different language, but the thumping vibration of a drum connects directly to everyone's heartbeat, anywhere in the world. The same energy our ancestors used thousands of years ago on battlefields and at festivals is still alive and kicking in today's stadiums. The next time you watch a sports game, pay attention to the drums and the roar of the crowd. You might just feel that people aren't driving the cheer, but rather a massive historical rhythm is driving the people. That's all for today's Gugak Breeze. I hope your days is filled with your own Shin-myeong rhythm. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Feel the breeze, feel the rhythm. See you next time!